now?
Yeah, we can see it. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so like I said before, it's an opportunity to, I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak at this great opportunity gathering. A lot of exciting presentation and a lot of excitement. A lot of people from Africa is excited about what is going on. So I am going to be talking about building the ecosystem for the Nigerian Genome Project and biodiversity. So this is my outline. We'll be looking at what it takes, how important is genomics and scaling up genomics in Nigeria. We'll also be looking at the milestones, some things, pillars we find in genomic consortium, and then overview of the genome project and genomics and bioinformatics core facility. So the genomics, we cannot underestimate the importance of genomics in recent times. Recently, we know what it was during the pandemic. We saw that the importance of genomics came to bear during the 2019 coronavirus, the COVID. If you look at the paper behind there, the Beijing Genome Institute, how it was from standing start to becoming a sequencing superpowerhouse. So superpower, because of the power, when they noticed the kind of a new order of infection, respiratory disorder, they quickly went to their investment they've made, the Beijing Genome Institute, where sequences were made and they found out that this is different from what was in existence. And that was very helpful in developing early primers targeting SARS-CoV-2, because of those sequences that came. And that was really how people were able to detect. It's really led to monitoring of variants and doing quite a lot of things, So, but when you look at the picture behind on the side, you will see the level of investment, So it requires high capital outlay, high infrastructure outlay, to be able to build that kind of superpower. So this is really our vision in Nigeria. Knowing what happened during COVID, one of the key lessons being myself, I was actually leading the genomics effort, particularly detection of COVID and all those type of things, doing those type of monitoring variants and all those, coordinating those genomic activities from all the powerful sequencing centers we had in Nigeria to be able to provide actionable data to the government for response. So we noticed that we have to be prepared. If you don't get prepared, anything can come, pandemic can come anytime and then can pose a problem. But when you are ready, the investment you made can be used to leverage and then provide support, and that can help you defeat anything that comes from any day. So this is what we learn. So what do we do to scale up the genomics in Nigeria? So we must follow what other people have done. People have made a massive investment. We will have to make it. So recently, also Nigerians, one of the important things we saw during that COVID was there was no genomic consortium, there was no genomic strategy. So this was really what we felt was very necessary, that we were able to have a meeting, set up the genomic consortium to really sit down and profile the direction for Nigeria in terms of genomics and the other omic sciences, how we are going to work with it, how Nigeria can develop it. And the formation with leadership, visionary leader, very proactive leadership of the NCDC Director General. He came in, Dr. Jide, he came in and then quickly fast-tracked this activity and brought genomic consortium in place, and then we launched the genomic strategy, which has now laid the foundation to some of the critical things that will happen. So one of the two important milestones we have seen in recent days were the setting up the genomic consortium and then the genomic sequencing strategy that was launched in October by the Minister, Honorable Coordinating Minister of Health in Nigeria. So, and the dream is to make sure that we try to capture genetic blueprint of all Nigeria, do the genetic blueprint of all Nigeria to bring about change the way the healthcare is done in Nigeria, to also enable precision, personalized and predictive medicine, thereby reducing medical tourism. You know, every little thing Nigerians will have to run us outside to do basic diagnostics or some things, some advanced ones. You know, even care of cancer and other diagnoses, like the doctor that just spoke, Ubong, was an amazing, exciting things that which we wish had to be done in Nigeria. So with this, Nigeria is set to begin to embrace this type of thing. We are setting up this project that will use state-of-the-art genomic technology and other omic technology to understand genetic disorder and bring effectively reduce the occurrence of genetic disorder. And we also aim to drive advancement in healthcare by enhancing diagnosis, therapy, and prevention of diseases. So you may not see this very clearly, but these are some of the things we got from the Nigerian genomic strategies. These are like a dashboard having precision solution, development pipelines, multi-omics, genotyping, sequencing, whole genome sequencing, long read, and a lot of things we plan to do in a short while. So one of the critical things, one of the key pillars of the Nigerian Genome Project, the key pillars of the genomic strategy is establishment of a national multi-omics biobank and genome project. So we want to do a very ambitious project that will be implementing Nigerian Genome Project, One Health approach, using One Health approach, and then setting up a Nigerian genome, a Nigerian biobank that will be involved with longitudinal population cohort studies that can monitor just like what is obtainable in other countries, like all of US, all of the UK Biobank, Qatar Biobank, FinBank, and many other countries that where we have seen this thing. This is a very tall order. So how do we prepare? How do we build those type of infrastructure? Sometimes we make this type of statement, we have this kind of policy, we have this type of things, but they are just white elephant project, the white highfalutin without substantial preparation to back it up. So today, I want to really let us know what is going on the ground, how we plan to bring about this particular project. Well, before that, let's look at what other people have been doing. Around the world, the Global Genome Project, many countries have been involved in this genome project. And if you look at the map on the left, you will see active national genomic projects green. And if you look at Africa, you will see that how less green we are. Other parts of the world are green, and we are just still inactive in limited scope. And thanks for H3 Africa. At least H3 Africa is putting Nigeria, the whole Africa in the global map. But our desire is to really turn Africa green in this type of genome project, understanding our society. Nigeria, as a country, has the largest Black race, highest, one of the largest diversity, over 250 different tribes and different, a massive diversity that will be of interest for the world to learn and also to understand many diseases. So that's why it's very, very important for us to really have us in the map of the world. And that's really what we are set to do. And when you look on the right, you will see numbers, sorry, it's not very clear, the number of genome, whole exome per countries who are doing this type of things. If you look at in the China, over 100 million, USA, you have over 1 million, and many, Estonia, Finland, and many other countries that are developing their own genome. And if you look up in Africa, you see Egypt. You know, Egypt is doing well. South Africa and many other countries have been able to, you know, build this type of, start these things like Morocco and other parts of Africa, Algeria. They are all begin to do their own genome project. Some of them are also linking them to their biobank, as we can see on this other slide. Sorry. So in the next slide, you see what people are targeting, what they want to achieve, by their genome projects. Some are going to look at pathological genomic variation, some look at normal genomic variation, some infrastructure, they have their different plans. And when you look at it, you will see where Africa stands, different from other parts of the world. You can see personalized and precision medicine. Other countries are driving into that kind of predictive precision medicine. Somebody was asking question, can this be possible? Why not? Why can't it be? You have to make the infrastructural investment. You can see how other countries are blue. We have to make these countries, our continent and Africa, blue with the right infrastructure so that we can also achieve the green, which is the personalized and precision medicine aspect. And if you look on the left side, you see the list of biobanks associated with national genomic projects. Countries develop, they have their biobanks with full genomic data, having information, controlling. In some countries like Saudi Arabia right now, it's become important that every marriage has to go through genetic screening, and then people have a good understanding of what is happening, improving their health. Places like Qatar, places like Estonia, they have been developing this biobank. And that's why we want to use the instrumentality of the Genome Project, the Nigerian Genomic Consortium, as well as the genomic strategy to launch this Genome Project. And on which background are we going to do that? We are going to be running on the background of a new project that is being funded by the Global Fund to support Nigeria to build the genomic core facility. And our aim is to, under that, when we set up those infrastructure, which I'll be showing you shortly, we'll be looking at the Nigerian own genome project. And that project will be, first of all, targeting 10,000 genome. There'll be a 10,000 genome project, which will involve 10,000 human genome drawn from the 6 geopolitical Nigerian regions. And then with samples from both patient cohorts as well as healthy cohorts, free of any major disease. And then the biodiversity, we are not calling the Nigerian Human Genome Project. We are using One Whole Health approach. We are also going to be involving the human 10,000 and then other biogenomes, the plant, Nigerian plant materials, plant resources, animal resources, environmental resources. We hope to sequence about 20,000 of these biogenomes. We have to put them, looking at some of our special animals like the Sokoto Gudali, the red goat, all those type of things, our plants, our maize, various biodiversity, like even the ones we are even hearing today. Working with the African BioGenome Group, we'll be able to make these things a reality. So when you talk about knowing that doing this type of thing is very expensive, it requires a lot of infrastructural outlay. So if you look at how we start in Nigeria, we already have some investments around genomics preparation, because this thing cannot be done in isolation. We have to work as a partner through the Genomic Consortium. We are blessed to have centers like the Redeemers University, SGIT, which has all the platforms you can think about. The PacBio is already in place. They have the NovaSeq XP, the NovaSeq 6000, all of them, and all the high throughput instruments are there. And then the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NRL, also has a lot of all this instrumentation, the also nanopore, the and even NESIC is already been stored in that place now. And then the BADO, Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, NIMA, and a lot of other new centers that are coming up right now. So this is what we have at the moment. But the existing infrastructure, you can see from behind, this is how the center is, what's available at NRL. We also have an Illumina MySec there. We also have an iScan, which to do. How does it look in as huge budgetary outlay? On the left side, you will be looking at the Welcome Genome Campus, the Sanga Center, with the powerhouse for sequencing, with all kinds of high throughput instruments. And you look at the right side, you will see the Chinese Beijing Genome Institute I mentioned earlier. You can see the farm of instruments they have there. And you look at the US Broad Institute. These are powerhouse for genomics, and then the Singapore Genome Institute. So if we desire these things, we will have to, we want it enough, then we have to make investment in sequencing infrastructure and capacity building, strategic planning, coordination and leadership, developing standard and policy for data sharing, building strong, well-structured laboratory network and quality assurance systems, creating systems for timely reporting of genomic data and outbreak of surveillance, monitoring and evaluation. These are things that have to be in place to really, I am trying to let us know that this project is set to commence, and it's going to be shouldered by the NCDC Genomics, Nigerian Genomics and Bioinformatics Core Facility, which is a multi-omics center that is now, you can see how it's looking. It is set to commence. Some of these instruments we are talking about today, and I can see all the talk, everybody will say infrastructure. We have to sequence outside Africa. We want to sequence, we don't have capacity to sequence much in Africa. But we intend to change that narrative by this project we want to do. This center is a multi-omics center that will have the best of its kind. All the instruments we are talking about here is already acquired, and by next month, it will commence installation. You know, this is the main genomics center, genomic room, where we'll be having quite a lot of instrumentation, which I'll be running down. And one of the things we know on the right side is power. Power has been a problem. People will always comment that power is an issue in Nigeria, is a nemesis. So we have also in that center taken care to take very good care of power support, making sure we have this farm of lithium batteries, inverters, and the UPS system with solar backup that will provide enough power backup to this center that any of those instruments we have there, we were not thinking about having any outage. So let's go down and see some of the things we intend to do. That center is going to be one-stop state-of-the-art research center for high-end genomics, sequencing, stem cell technology, genome engineering, forensics, and other omics sciences will be there. It will support disease surveillance, advanced research, and diagnostics in Nigeria. The center will have the following capabilities: both molecular and genomic diagnostics, proteomics and metabolomics. We have acquired almost every proteomics platforms, high-end instruments that can also help us in that area. So capability to support drug metabolite detection, water and other environmental challenges, vaccines and biologics. We are also not going to continue to be fed. We also have opportunity to study, be able to develop our own things by acquiring things like making our own oligos, using oligosynthesizers, having our own protein purification system, so that we can also be getting involved into recombinant protein for local vaccine development and other biologics. Forensics, we already acquired a MySeq FGS, which has capacity right now to not only acquire, we have installed it at NRL, where we can also do both forensic genotyping and human identification, post-implantational diagnostics, non-invasive prenatal testing, stem cell technology, regenerative biology, biomanufacturing, bioinformatics, predictive and precision medicine. That is really where we are going. And these are the list of the instruments. They are not very, very clear, but a whole lot of instruments have been acquired, and I'll be going to highlight each of them one by one. This one, in terms of we know that for us to achieve what we want to achieve, automation is key, and we have also invested in those automated solutions. We already acquired very soon. By next month, all of these instruments will be installed in this place. The AP Motion 5075, as well as the Agilent Bravo Option A, which are also liquid handling stations. No, very little human handling in that lab. So, and in terms of also single cell sequencing, single cell genomics, we also have 10x Chromium Connect, which is a library preparation solution for the 10x system. So these are already there. And then in terms of genomics and transcriptomics, because I told you it's a multi-omics center, we have the genomics, we have the transcriptomics side, and we have this 10x single cell, spatial transcriptomics, and all that will be done with this. And today we are privileged to be talking about the PacBio Sequel 2E. The review has come, but before review came, we already ordered this one, and we also have on our view to also acquire the review. But with what we have this instrument from next month 16th. 16th of June, we hope to install this PacBio Sequence 2E, which will unlock long-read sequencing in Nigeria locally for us. So this will help us do a lot of these biodiversities, HIV envelope sequencing. A lot of things will be done. Our long-read whole genome. Our term, when we are talking about our Human Genome Project, we intend to do about 10% of that using the long read because of the completion, because of the repetitive regions that are not very easily sequenced with the short read side. So the PacBio will help us do that. And not only that, we also acquired a NovaSeq 6000, which we have it before the next NovaSeq XP came in. We also have all of them in our radar. We also have them, all of them will be installed next month. That will begin to unravel help us in the 10,000 genome sequence, 10,000 human genome sequence and other biodiversity. So the center is such that every sequencing platform, the best in class, have all been ordered in that place. We also have the Ion Gene Studio X5 Prime is also ordered. This can change in terms of oncology, prenatal diagnostics, and all of those things are going to be like what our brother was just sharing with us already. We'll be able to help our hospital, work closely with our hospital and early diagnostics, understanding various biomarkers that can help in curing, helping to reduce the incidence of cancer and all those type of things, be able to help manage in management decisions. We also have the Ion Torrent GeneXus, which is one of the instruments that is being used in these areas of oncology using their optimized systems. We can do detect multi-panel, not single panel. You can use multiple panels to look at various markers that can help in management of diseases. So we also have the NESIC. We have this both single cell and long and normal sequencing things. We already acquired them. So these are some of them. So this is the PacBio. We have been extensively been told about what this PacBio can do. Is the powerhouse of the long read sequencing. And before the review came, this was there. We also have the review in our view. And it gives us high-fire reads at 99.9% accuracy. And they're ideal for de novo genome assembly, transcriptome investigation, and detection of variants from single nucleotide variation to structural variants. So we are in. So Nigeria is set. So we are calling all of us to know that there is something like this coming, and we are going to unleash science in Africa. It's good to bring technology where the problems are. Nigeria, like Africa, has one of the highest burdens of diseases and all these challenges, and people benefit from our sharing our data, using our data. Right now, we want to bring these technologies to where these problems are, that if you want to do those things, you can come down and do the science with us. So you can see this Ion Chef, the Ion Gene Studio. All of these ones are not that we are going to buy. We have already acquired them. We are just waiting to install them from next month. We also talked about pharmacogenomics and the pharmacogenetics using the Agena mass array. We have 2 units of Agena mass array acquired. This will help a lot in the pharmacogenetic side, mutation profiling, sample integrity testing, like helping manage samples in the biorepository, hereditary genetics, specimen validity, liquid biopsy, and a lot of things will be done with Agena mass array. We have the 96 module. We also have the 384-way module, all acquired that can change the way we understand these things. So these are examples of the mass array we acquire for the pharmacogenetics and the oncology. So here is another important side, quickly, the sequencers and the microarray scanner. This is another interesting thing, the Gene Titan. We have also acquired the Gene Titan, and it's going to be being installed very soon. This will help us so much in the genome project and our diversity, understanding our diversity. We have already acquired some precision medicine diversity arrays, which we tend to screen our population, look at our various SNPs we can use to capture during our sequencing. So we have this for a lot of other things for our microbiome. We also want to interrogate. We have not really done so much on the COVID that we have a lot of store in our biorepository. We intend to use this system to really interrogate and look at host pathogens response and why what's really made us not to be affected by so much of the COVID-19. We will have to understand them using some of these instrumentation. for SNP genotyping, GWAS, and so many other things. So it's going to be a great time for quite a lot of us. So these are what we have available, both reproductive health, oncology, pharmacogenomics, biobank, and everything, even improving of our agric, using sometimes genotyping by sequencing. Sometimes people only talk about GMO, but with this type of thing, you can use marker-assisted plant selection, plant breeding, animal breeding, using this type of system to screen. So you can do improvement. You can do quite a lot of things using this thing. So these are, in terms of the proteomics, these are the platforms we have: the Shimazu LCMS triple quadrupole, LCMS system with universal HPL system, GCMS system with AOC 30i autosamplers, Shimazu GCMS triple quadrupole, and then the ID Plus performance MADI-TOF. So this is going to be, this is already available. All of them are already in country. We will start by next month to start installing them to begin to take care of our proteomics and the metabolomics side of things. So we also have a protein purification system, ActaPure, which has also been acquired, that will help us in the area of protein purification and under protein engineering and things like the recombinant protein. And in areas, if you're interested in local vaccine production, you really need to have a way of purifying your protein and understanding them. So that is also available. And here, where we are calling the vaccine and biologics, we also have Cytek Aurora, a very powerful LASA cytometer, flow cytometer, that will also aid in our cell imaging. There are so many other things, the ACTA oligosynthesizers, our so many other instruments have been ordered, both for single cell proteomics. We also have mission-based tapestry, some things that are not available in some other countries. These are for the first time we are seeing some of them in this part of the world, which is helping understanding oncology like never before, understanding the microenvironment of cancer like never before, interrogating, doing spatial transcriptomics, all available right now to us. So we have made investments in this ecosystem that will support our genome project as well as our biodiversity. This center will work closely with the SGID, the very powerful, the powerhouse in this part of the world, in doing all this our sequencing work. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ndodo. So I'm going to, quite a lot of things to unpack there, right? So that's a very wonderful presentation. So I'm just trying to find the on-site participants. So I'm gonna make them a co-host. Yeah, so I'm gonna ask the on-site participants and virtual participants to kind of indicate if they have questions, but I do have some questions that I would like to ask before I forget, because I forget when I start asking others. So I mean, it's interesting to see all of this work, to also see, just as you rightly pointed out, that these things are there, right? It looks like they're also evolving. So how can the Africa BioGenome Project better work with you guys through the regional node, and also we're hoping that the national node will also be something that will be in motion soon, because each country, according to our governance, each country should have their own or would have their own national node, and then within the national node there will be institutions working. So how can we better work with you guys? And because this would be, as you mentioned, a national project. So how could this work to be able to bring in perspective from the biodiversity space, particularly, and given that you guys also will be looking into around 20,000 biodiversity genomes. So it'd be nice to also understand how that could be partnership.
Thank you Thank you so much, Dr. Tangod. So you are an inspiration, and the activity, what you are doing in Africa is so commendable. And we don't want to continue to sit down and watch, and we want to have that opportunity to have a place where these things can be done. We are going to work closely with you, the African BioGenome Project, to really do some of the things we need to do. I think I've had a kind of informal discussion with you a little bit how we need to, even if it means we need to sign a formal MOU. We'll sit down and look at various plants and animals that are of interest. We can work closely together with the Biotech, which are the ones supporting this. We acquired it from them. So we are all going to work together on this area to make sure we will just work out, do a formal way, sit down together, because we plan that immediately after installation of this facility, hopefully by September, everything will be fully installed. We need to have what I call a scoping meeting where we bring Nigerian, both international and Nigerian scientists to sit together and brainstorm the way forward. How do we achieve this? Already we are having meetings through the Genomic Consortium, how we are fleshing out these activities, what we want to do, because we have done the strategy, but if we don't have something like this, we know we are talking, we wishful thinking, but we have something practical. And most times the reagents we are talking about, we are making sure that we have all the available, what we need to do, what we say we want to do. So that's the difference between this. So we can easily work together. We'll sit down and work out how, because we're not going to do it alone. We'll work closely with you guys already in the space of the biogenome. We'll see how we're going to work to make sure that all the various biodiversities of interest within our region is taken care of. And this is not only going to be only for Nigeria. It will also be a hub for other African countries to leverage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ndodo. Myself and the leadership of the Africa BioGenome Project and the community will be looking forward to, this sort of collaboration or partnership. And yeah, we'll be on standby whenever you call us. Then we'll be able to, be involved. Okay.
Absolutely, we're happy. We're happy to collaborate.
Yeah, perfect. So we have some questions coming through. I have Hewan. Hewan, do you want to unmute and ask your question, please, and also put on your video?
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm here in the laboratory, in our bioinformatics laboratory. It's really inspiring. Thank you very much for the BioGenome project for bringing this, the East and the South and the North to come together and learn. It's really a lot of lessons that we are really getting. And I'm really excited because what I have seen in the Western world, it is already here in Africa. And the platforms that you allow, saying that we are going to collaborate. And I think that is really interesting because myself, I am in the plant genome part. So I wanted to ask you for that, and because this is a huge investment. And I would like to inquire about, how do you get it? It's really amazing. How do you really, what is the source of the funding? Is it the oil from Nigeria, or what did you do? That's because it's really amazing. Yeah. And then my other question is since you have really pioneered in this aspect, would you give us some kind of training or brainstorm, for us who are living in the Eastern Africa specifically? As you know, we are in Ethiopia, where the genome project is a little bit small. So I will really love to know how much you are open for collaboration and bringing us up. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dr. Ndodo, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's so heartwarming to hear. So this is the essence of this kind of meeting. So it's a lesson learning, experience sharing. And it's just to also wake every one of us up. We cannot continue to be recipients. During the COVID, we made up our mind that we're not going to be on the area of download. We are going to be part of upload. It's a decision, a voluntary decision we made. We're not going to be on the download side. We're going to be on the upload side. And we tried on our own best to be able to put some sequences and then provide not only for COVID, monkeypox, cholera. A lot of genomes are coming out from what we are doing right now, because we have made up our mind we are not going to keep sitting down. Now we are getting into another level that nobody has ever seen in our mind. You know, we have been getting money, getting funds. Funds are not the problem. It's just the political will, the strength, the willingness to put the fund where it's the best way to use the fund. We have a lot of funds in Africa, but sometimes we misuse them. This one was, if I tell you the amount, the volume of the fund involved, this was a subset of the what is involved, that you can see what is going on because of the goodwill of the Global Fund, which they give to many countries. So they were able to give this genomic support to help scale up sequencing in Africa. This was post-COVID investment, but it dragged up until now. But now we are putting it to greater use to drive ultimately precision health in Nigeria. So it's not going to be only. In fact, we plan to actually, during the launch of this project, that we working with some team from ONT, we intend to host sub-regional South African region in training on using the ONT technology for detection of TB, drug resistance. So that's the way we want to bring people. It will be a time of training, not for Nigeria, but for other regions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ndodo. Looks like you have lots of questions with Julian Osuji, do we have? Do you want to?
Yeah, I wanted to say something. Thank you, Dr. Ndodo, for your presentation. That was really nice. And I remember that during the COVID, the NCDC was really active in coordinating the different labs to make sure that the testing and diagnosis were done within the international accepted standards. And that was really excellent. But what I want to ask is the efforts that NCDC is also making in sustaining that network of laboratories in terms of research. Because, for example, Regional Center for Biotechnology and Bioresearch was part of the NCDC network of laboratories, but it's like after COVID, some of those relationships were, cut off. So I feel that there will be need, and I want to know if there's anything that is being done regarding that. That's one. Then the next thing I want to ask also, which I think will interest most career researchers and graduate students that may be carrying out research, is if there is a way NCDC is kind of funding research in areas in medical health and genomics that people can, how they can assess these opportunities.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, it's a very good question. So what I told you during COVID, we have to prepare. There's one lesson we call it lesson learned. I shared that kind of presentation at Johns Hopkins University's students. They invited me to give a talk on that. Lessons learned. The lesson is that you get prepared, be prepared always, build local capacity. So, and it was a little capacity we built that we're able to make that response we saw during COVID. But right now we are moving into another gear. And that gear is to drive Nigeria into precision, predictive, and personalized medicine using what we have here. So it's not an easy thing, but we want to bring everybody on board. Now, I want to inform you, I started talking about the Genome Consortium. It was one of the greatest things that happened to us when the Minister of Health in October launched the Nigerian Genome Consortium, Genomic Consortium. So if you can reach out, we'll be able to put you, we have already formed it, we're already meeting quarterly, where we are discussing. Some of these things I'm talking is not isolated. These are the vision from the Genomic Consortium, all Nigerian scientists, every institution where you have capacity to do genomics and we are mentoring to raise them. So we are all working together, forming different nodes, we have the infrastructure, we have the research, we have everything within the genomic value chain is all there. So people are invited to join this group. If you are interested, if your institute is not there, you can reach out to us so that we can just add it to the Genomic Consortium so that you will be carried along with what we are doing. So it's not one person, one agency thing. It's all Nigerian initiative right now, bringing all Nigerian institutions to do this wonderful thing. Thank you.
That would be great. Then the second one I asked about the early career
Training.
researchers, if there are opportunities
Training.
for them to get funding, to get collaborations and all that.
Now, the funding is an issue. Direct funding is an issue. It's something we are also trying to work, maybe through the Genomic Consortium, that will be addressed one day, right? But in terms of training, this facility is going to be a foremost training center. We're even thinking that at some point, all the life science graduates who are doing master's PhD should have some time to spend in this center, to learn all these techniques. This is really what we are thinking that will happen, so it will also be an opportunity for people to train. And that these facilities don't use itself. It requires a lot of training, capacity building. A lot of people will be trained within right now. We're identifying skill set. If you have expertise in bioinformatics, I put my email there. You can reach out to me, right? So we are looking for quality people that can work, people with good CV who are trained in these genomics and all these spaces. You can just reach out to us so that we can opportunity to train. We'll also invite people, but through the center will be a training center too for people to learn new techniques. Thank you.
That would be great. We have one more question. Can we just go ahead and ask?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
So go ahead.
Okay. I know that most of this research are. Can you hear me?
We can't hear you. Speak up, please.
Okay, well done.
Can you hear?
Yeah, speak up, please. We can't hear you.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Dr. Emmanuel.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Emmanuel from Federal University of Turkey, Bayelsa State.
Mm-hmm.
You know that most of those research, most of them are carried out in higher institutions. I want to ask, one, is there any way NCDC, is there any opportunity of collaborating with the higher institutions with this new center that is about to come? If there is such kind of collaboration, how can somebody go about it if they want to collaborate, at least for us to benefit from the new system that is coming up? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So it's the opportunity. The center is a national core facility. A core facility is a place that have instruments, equipment that you don't have in other places, right? You don't have, these are very, very expensive. Have any need to use this facility. It's a national core facility. You can reach out formally to the leadership, maybe through the director of NCDC for now, or the head of the center leadership, right? Or through the Genomic Consortium. This will also be accessible to you. It will be freely available to every Nigerian institute to collaborate. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Dr. Ndodo. So I think this would aim to address a lot of, oh, we don't have this machine, oh, we don't have this, oh, we don't have that, right?
And this is just phase one. We are looking at this.
So we hope that it's gonna. So
one.
I think Professor Julian and others on the call, then I can see people are asking for your email address. So please feel free.
Yes, I'll put my email address there, right?
Yeah, and please do share your slide with me and then let me know if you wish for me to share it with others, or otherwise just for the AfricaBP.
Not yet. I will talk to you later.
Right. All right. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. So we have one participant who wants to ask question. Tobias Innocent is a GFO. Could you please ask your question?
Hello, can you hear me?
Tobias,
sorry?
Could you please ask your question?
Yes, I raised hands, and a short while after raising hands, I realized that some of the issues that
can you hear me, sorry?
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yes,
Tobias.
I'm saying that I'm Professor Tobias.
Hello?
For Federal University of Technology.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, some of the issues that entered my mind when I raised hands, I think you've addressed them, because I had you answer Dr. Victor that this is going to be a neo-Nigeria, all-Nigerian participatory affair, which is where my concern was coming from. Notwithstanding, you said you're going to have some program of where new scientists or people in master's PhDs may have opportunities of an internship in the system. Yes. Remember that the core academics who are the trainers themselves, some of them are analog, in quote, so to speak. And one would have expected a situation where there is also opportunities of training. Some of us are the old brigades that are now trying to make inroads in the new era so that everybody will be on the same page. If the master has nothing to offer, his servants or his followers may be bereaved, maybe shortchanged, or not given enough. So I have made efforts several, even including to the Abuja Center of NCDC, to have some, what I might call even opportunity of a sabbatical, because I'm interested to learn some of those things. It was blocked, and I didn't know why. Every effort to reach that organization failed, including even to send and to make see the director. It wasn't possible. Why is it on the air? We talk robust and beautiful things, but in practice, it's difficult to get through. I will want this matter be addressed so that some of us who are trying to write from the old to the new era to become genomic compliant have access to facilities like this too, and be able to acquire one and then give birth to our students. I think this is my concern. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, over to you,
Yes,
Dr.
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm also not holding brief for the NCDC management, but I am just telling you that I actually was the lead at the genomics lab at NRL. So, and we know that we host some students, even researchers, we are hosting some university professors come to spend some time in our lab. Students come and spend some time in our lab. I know I supervise about 4 or 5 PhD students in that place to do their PhD. We have been doing those type of things, but sometimes the space is limited and you will not be able to host everybody that applied. So that's why we're looking for, even with what we're doing, it's still very small. We have a very big vision to really have a very big place. Like I've told you, our intention is that every life science student doing MSc PhD should spend at least 1 month in that center, so that you won't be given excuses, I don't know this, I don't know that. So that even you, if you are a professor, a faculty, you want to have a refresher. This is a new move that is taking place, right? And this is even way beyond NCDC. It's a national project that is coming. So we're praying for it to succeed, right? If it succeeds, it will address some of these challenges you have. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So reshare the email address or your contacts, so I will be able to reach you. I appreciate your efforts. Thank you so very much.
All right, thank you, Dr. Ndodo and Tobias. We have one final question from Juventine Boaz. Juventine, do you want to unmute?
Yeah, thank you very much. Dr. Juventine Boaz Odoi from Uganda. And I would like to appreciate so much Dr. Dodo for this nice presentation. I loved so much the equipment, the new technologies, and the enthusiasm. You indicated that you were inviting any institutions or individuals who are doing genomics from Nigeria. Specifically, you mentioned Nigeria. I would like to know whether specifically the USAF facility is only for Nigerians or institutions of genomics who are doing this from Nigeria only, or like even us who are outside Nigeria, and we have really been impressed by your presentation. We can benefit from this. Thank you very much. I think most of my other concerns have been mentioned by others, but specifically that one. I see my colleagues from Ethiopia, my colleagues from Kenya, my colleagues from other African countries. So your presentation was very specific for Nigerians. What about us from other parts of the country, continent? Thank you.
Go ahead,
Thank you
Dr.
so
Ndodo.
much. That's a very good question. And he's not invited. You understand? So that's why we have a very tall vision. We have a very tall vision. What we are building, we are not only building it as just a local Nigerian center. It's going to be an international, something that will service the West African sub-region. It's a national something that will not even only West Africa. Africa is not going to be limited, to where we can. But right now, because of the space availability right now, even what we have now is still a makeshift. It's not really fully the what we are looking for. We are looking for a bigger facility to house the kind of thing we are talking about. But right now, within the constraint of space, I think we will look at it by case merit, right? It's not only to Nigerians, it's open to researchers around Africa, right? Who can use this, but beginning from Nigeria at the moment because of space, but it's not like it's only open to Nigerians. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ndodo. So I think we need to move to the next presenter, and we would like to thank Dr. Ndodo for his wonderful presentation. I guess all of this now makes it clear that there are things that we can do, and hopefully all of this can be right up. We would like to thank you, Dr. Ndodo.
Hello, can you hear me, Doctor?
Could you please give him?
Dr. Tangod?